Alright guys, so this is a continuation from the last video. As you guys have been watching, I appreciate you guys for coming through and watching the fish room rebuild. It has been one heck of a journey and one physical journey, but I'm always up for the challenge. With that being said, we don't have much left to do, so let me flip the camera around and show you guys, just in case you didn't watch the last video. So I just have to move this 40 breeder stand right here that's laying down. I have to move that down here next to these 40 breeders. And then I got 320 longs on a stand that I need to move down in order to put the 40 breeder stand where it needs to go. And then we're pretty much done. But it's all the tedious stuff that you guys don't see that needs to happen. Okay, so when I mean tedious stuff, it's like just all my airlines. Me personally, I don't care that you can see my airlines or that you can see my electrical. At first, you couldn't see the electrical. If it'll focus. At first, you couldn't see the electrical, but now you can. Okay, because I have my electrical down on the ground, like sitting on the tanks, and that stuff right there. Honestly, that's not something I would recommend is your electricity being on the ground or down below a tank or underneath the tank or anything like that. I mean, of course you can do it like that, but it's just something that I'm changing up this time. As you guys can see, this is the only tank right here. This tank and this tank both have electrical underneath them, which the electrical is like right there underneath the stand in the back. And then on this stand right here, the electrical is down here inside this cabinet. If I can get this cabinet open, it is right back there. Oh, I know that's gonna be hard to see because ain't no light to even show y'all. But yeah, it's sitting right here up against the wall. I nailed it or screwed it up against the wall. But even here, as you guys can see, I got the electrical hanging up there. Electrical on the side of the tank there, and electrical going up. Everything is up in the air. These tanks here, these 10-gallon tanks, they only have one source of electricity, which is just a light. So there's nothing to button up there. But on my tanks out here, I need to button them up. As you guys can see, I got 12 tanks running right here. I only have 3 things plugged into this pump, so I need to go back, reroute all my air, get everybody boiling, which they already are boiling, but I just need to get everybody. I just need to figure out my air. I need to use I don't have to necessarily use every last one of them, but I could because I'm not getting no more tanks. But it would be nice to be able to use the air that I do have. And I just have to figure all that stuff out, and I will show you guys that once I get done buttoning everything up. As you guys can see over here, I got 6 lines running to, one line running 6 tanks over here. I'm going to break that down, and I'm going to do 4. Since I have 12 tanks over here, I'm going to do 3 lines running 4 prong over here on these these tanks. My bad. As I showed you guys a couple videos ago, I do have everything that I need in order for that to work. I do plan on putting each 40 breeder on their own air supply. They don't need to share a tank or share a line with anybody. I'm just gonna separate all those guys, and then everything else has air, but I just got to button everything up. Okay, so I'm back. I got everything situated. I got all the tanks into place. Let's go down here, take a look at what I got going on. So these two here was the last 2 40 breeders for me to put in place right here on the stand. That was a stand that I already had built, sitting on the other side of the fish room. And then my 20 gallons here, which they are kind of blocking this tank a little bit, uh, which I'm really not worried about. But if something was to happen, of course, I would have to move my 20 gallons in order to get to that tank there, which is not a big deal. Also, I did do those tedious things that I was talking about. I fixed all the air, so I put 4 tanks on one line over here with these tanks. I just did uh, 4 tanks on one line. So I used 3 lines. This is the air that I'm using right here. As you guys can see, I got plenty of air left, and everything in there is boiling. I got my electrical hung up, well, hanging from the ceiling or whatever the case might be. Then over here on this air pump, I end up using more lines, but I still have 3 open spots on that air pump as well. Then I got this air pump over here, which really I could have used that air pump over there, but I just didn't want to run lines all the way across the ceiling, which I already have some running across the ceiling because just the positioning of the tanks in the fish room, I have to run lines across in order to get to these 2 tanks here, and in order to get to these 2 tanks. So this tank here, I got something coming for this. I'm gonna get rid of this tank since it's sprung a leak. I'm probably gonna end up fixing it. That's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. Oh, we got a little dead fish back there. A dead rainbow fish. They was trying to breed. They probably end up killing the female trying to breed with her. These guys right here. Pretty aggressive. But anyway, I ain't gonna show too much. Y'all wanna see some more, y'all got to tune in to the next video. I just wanted to let y'all know that I finally finished the fish room, and I got those tedious things done down here with the air finally. It is looking good. It is everything I expected and some. This aisle right here actually opened up a lot just by switching those tanks out and making those stands and pushing them back. Even this area over here by the 300 gallon, it has opened up as well because we no longer have tanks there. So I was able to stick my snake rack over there in the corner, and then I also have another tank over there in the corner. All right, guys, so that's gonna wrap it up. I'm beat, tired, beat up, and it has been one heck of a journey for me. On to the next. So remember, always feed the fish. Holla.